Now we're moving into the top 8
All these
section.
boys going right into it. Diddy, mirror match, Asinboy and Noku. These are your boys. This is upstate New York.
Yep.
Represent.
Upstate New York. This is Westchester.
This is
These are
Westchester.
actually homeboys. And I don't think I have seen a Westchester player in top 8 of Defend the North since J-Tails in 2016.
Oh,
And now all of a sudden we have 2 of them, but unfortunately they have to be playing each other. These guys have played a lot in the local scene, and they're playing again here on a much bigger, much broader stage.
yeah, but this is for loser's life, so one of these boys is going to take themselves out right here and right now, and it's going to be a bit of a rough bracket for them. Whoever moves on ahead has to fight the winner of Ralphie and Dark Blues, but we got to get there first. So Diddy Ditto, not something you see too often in New York, just because we're kind of sparing on the Diddy Kong front, but what do you like about the Ditto?
Well, I think Dill just exterminated all the others.
I mean, you're right, but Asinboy and Noku are the survivors.
Yeah, no, they are duking at it, and they've played quite a bit. And Noku, on the whole, is the better Diddy Kong. He's ranked #1 in Westchester for this season. But Asinboy has actually he's figured him out lately and been doing really well in the one head-to-head matchup. We'll see if Noku is able to make some adjustments here. I'm curious what adjustments you need to make in a Diddy Ditto.
Control banana. Control banana, control the airspace. Diddy Kong anti-airs incredibly well, especially himself, because of its generally linear recovery. I say that just because you know Diddy Kongs aren't going to be recovering with Rock Brown Pack unless it's straight up. They're going to be monkey flipping left and right. And from what I saw yesterday, both of these boys have the nervous habit that all Diddy Kongs have. All big and small love to nervously monkey flip when they're being pressured. And
Yeah.
Diddy Kong loves when an opponent is going through their nervous ticks, when they have linear options, because Diddy just blows you up for it.
Noku actually has, it's interesting, he has a few weaknesses as a player. He's a very solid Diddy Kong, but the 2 big problems are those nervousness, those monkey flips, the recovery. He often gets cheesed out by his opponents. And the other thing is that he can sometimes choke. He sometimes has trouble sealing out stocks. And you don't want to be caught in that situation, especially in the best 3 out of 5 on a huge stage like this one.
You know, what better character to deliver the good cheese than Diddy Kong? But it doesn't look like Asinboy needs no cheese. Bobo moving himself forward. Game 1.
Yeah. You could tell he has a knowledge of the Diddy matchup, the way he was playing with 2 bananas at once, applying pressure that is unique to this Ditto. And so I'm curious what Noku can adjust. What do you think he needs to do in this game 2 to change things up to keep himself in the running here?
I feel like he needs to start to slow the momentum. Oh my god, the synchronized banana grabs. Please. Anyways, what Noku needs to do is try to slow down the momentum, not force interactions. He has to remember that he is still Diddy Kong, despite the fact that he's fighting Diddy Kong. And Diddy Kong loves to force approaches so that he can set up traps, so they can push the fight to the ledge, and then Diddy Kong is most at home when the ledge is in his own control.
Is he? Because he just missed 2 grabs in a row, getting double spot dodged. And now Asinboy is the one who had stage control for a little bit, but Noku got out of it. But even though he got out of that with that monkey flip, it's like a resource that you are using that monkey flip, and eventually your opponent's going to figure that out and cover it. Some players, they don't opt to not use anything like that until they absolutely need to near the end of a game. And the fact he's throwing out that option near the beginning, I could expect to see Asinboy start to cover it more effectively and really, see, right there, punishing it. A trade, so it's not terrible for Noku, but considering the damage on him, it's still pretty bad.
Soldier, look at the difference in this match right now. Asinboy sitting at 51%, having just cleaned up Noku's stock. He really hasn't been contested, and this is on Noku's stage pick. Town and City being a really good stage for Diddy Kong because it's forcing your opponent to move around a lot. It's forcing a lot of the battle to take place towards the platforms, towards the ledge. If you're not going to be content with controlling center stage, controlling all of that airspace is pivotal. And Asinboy's been doing a great job of that.
These bananas have been flying back and forth. It is a food fight in here. And for the most part, Asinboy has been commanding it. Right there, we have Noku getting the grab, but those monkey flips, you could tell that the way that he was ledge canceling them, they were more calculated. They weren't a panic option like it seems Noku's being stuck with.
Yo, the way Asinboy playing with these 2 bananas, making it look like it's a little bit of brawl action here. Constant control. And with 2 bananas on the field, constantly trying to come up from ledge the same way, Noku's at a loss on how to try to turn this around.
And honestly, it's amazing that he's able to play this Diddy like he's Brawl Diddy because of the fact that I'm pretty sure this man was 2 when Brawl came out. These guys are young. Noku just graduated high school, and Asinboy is still, I believe, he might even be like a sophomore or younger.
It's that young man reflex that they got. It's that ability to not develop arthritis at 20.
Falling out of the up smash is a huge blessing for Noku, but he might not get that same luck again. Trying to get the air dodge. Oh,
why? You could have just slapped him. Give him the monkey slap. Hey, give him the monkey fists. That's the one way to clean it up.
I saw that the monkey flip is what cost him.
I don't feel bad calling him out for it because it's really like the crux to his faults. Noku is failing on all fronts because he's monkey flipping into every situation.
It's 2 things. One is that he's the monkey flipping, and 2 is that he's not getting the stock. I've seen Noku play with a stock lead. He is absolutely a nightmare. When he is at like 110% and he just took your stock, and now you're like, okay, all I need to do is kill him and even it up. Well, that's kind of complicated. Interesting choice of FD. I do think that without the platforms, it becomes a lot more of a bare bones game. As in, the juggles are going to be a lot more important, the ledge trapping is going to be a lot more effective, and then neutral is going to be even more straightforward. And I'm wondering between these 2, which ones that'll actually help out. Noku seems to think it'll be in his favor.
You know, I agree with you 100%, Salty Fun, but the aspects that you brought up as to why Final Destination is a good stage for the Diddy Kongs, those are all factors that have put Asinboy at the top for this set. He's constantly able to set the situations to the ledge. He's constantly able to set up juggle situations. He's been able to control the ledge halves of the stage properly, and the battle hasn't really been centered around center stage, so it's not really too imperative for Asinboy to worry about that.
Talk about the mentality of these 2 players. Noku has been really practicing, really getting a lot better, and he really wants these wins. He wants to prove himself, especially because he's not going to be in Westchester after this. He's going to school, and I believe it is Hofstra. I don't want to be too quoted on that, but you know, he's going to be in Long Island, no longer a Westchester boy, and this is one of his last big sign-offs. He's already happy that he's in top 8, but he wants to go further, and he does not want to have it be shut down by a player like Asinboy, somebody else from Westchester.
I don't know, man. Right now, Asinboy's making a believer out of it. But even with good DI, Noku not able to survive from that up smash. This time surviving at 125. Asinboy looking like he's starting to, like he's still pulling it forward. Noku's figuring out what to do here, but it really might be a situation too little too late. Being 2 games down a stock. He's able to clean things up a bit, so it's not too bad of a situation, but he's got to slow down the momentum of this match.
The thing is that, notice that Asinboy is actually not letting him do that. Asinboy is being very aggressive. These bananas are flying back and forth. He is in his face. And yes, it could be that Noku chooses angles like timings for attack better, but Asinboy is putting on a pressure that forces those arrows.
Challenging neutral, solid play from Asinboy. Once again, force it to the ledge. I really want to see Noku come up with some sort of different strategy for at least coming from the ledge. He's mixing up he's beginning to mix up his options now, I should say. He was coming up with forward air constantly, and Asinboy figured out a way around that really quickly. But I want him to try and figure out how to turn a reversal on the ledge so that he can start to show off that he also has some talent at the ledge with Diddy Kong.
So Noku actually has been getting better. We've been seeing tiny mix-ups from him. The air dodge on stage to pick up the banana. Oh, that might be... Okay, not it just yet, but that's actually solid. This might be the first real momentum for Noku, closing it out with a forward smash. He's on the board. He's still down, though. He needs to make the reverse 3-0 happen if he wants to stay alive in this tournament.
Now, Salty Fun, where do you think the stage is going to go, considering we've already seen these players picking into stages they like? Do you think we can see a run back?
I know that Noku really dislikes triplats. Both of them do. Oh, I see it from here. It's the black sheep of the stage list. Lilat is going to be coming out. And I do know that Asinboy really likes this stage. Noku doesn't hate it particularly much, but
They just got goofed on in the first 10 seconds of the match.
that didn't lead to a stock, though. If he had managed to convert that into, I don't know, Noku falling into the actual ship and dying, I would call this set a wrap. But there's only about 16% separating them. That's nothing horrifying that Noku can't manage to still have a handle on.
All right, so that patience and that micro aggression right there from Noku, I feel like that's a pivotal adaptation. Noku needs to hold on to that and grow that throughout this set. If he's able to wait out these situations, see how Asinboy is going to respond, and figure out how to punish accordingly, I feel like Noku can take back all the momentum in this set in a flash.
One thing is that Noku has been more reliably punishing the monkey flips and the panic options from Asinboy. You can tell that he has an idea of what Asinboy is doing, but he's not able to get optimal punishes all the time. Oh, and a bit of an overextension there. The up air going to whiff on an air dodge, and now he's the one trapped in the corner, but the aggression to get out of it. Noku looking like he's definitely has some momentum in him now.
I mean, it is worth noting that for all of these factors that we had brought up that were banes to Noku's play, those can all be seen in Asinboy's play. Yo, big shout outs to Diddy Kong having some of the most unreliable smash attacks in the game. No one likes to talk about it because Diddy Kong just suppresses.
Lilat!
You gotta love Lilat. You gotta love it.
See that? And that meant Noku actually managed to take the first stock. This counter pick working against Asinboy here. And now we see Noku. This is the first time he's actually taken the first life. He has a lead he can play to. Let's see how he plays to it.
All right, starting to go for some basic combo routes. I feel like Noku needs to just keep on forcing the approach. When Asinboy had to keep on coming to the ledge, when Asinboy was trying to start the aggression because he wanted to end out that stock as quick as he can, that's where Noku was really able to find his lead. Fortunately, getting a bit aggressive when he had no call for it, it's going to cost him a stock. And even though 34% is the only difference between the two of them and counting, I feel like Noku still needs to wait it out, wait patiently, take advantage of the stage. Lilat is a fantastic stage for trying to keep a distance, of course, projectile pressure.
One thing he's doing now that I really like, he's using the platforms. He's acknowledged that his banana play is actually not as good as Asinboy's, especially because as soon as he loses it, Asinboy now has 2 bananas to work with. Instead, he's going on the platforms, just trying to play around the opponent's options. Not really treating it like a banana ditto and more of a, how can I play around Diddy's options?
Why are we throwing forward smashes? There's no reason to get that antsy. Especially while Noku has lead of the momentum in this. He's got the percentage lead, he's got the stage control, he's got the item control. Everything's working in Noku's favor. Except for the stage. The stage is a bit suspect. Lilat's decided to be particularly naughty in this set, but Noku don't care. Noku finally picking himself back up, and it's bringing us with our first Game 5 of this top 8.
It is our first set of top 8, and it's already a Game 5. This is actually pretty exciting, the way that you see adaptation come out from Noku. He is a player that is working so hard, and it shows. You could tell that it's not just a Diddy Kong, oh, I'm just going to do Diddy Kong things. Because you can't just get away with doing Diddy Kong things against another Diddy Kong. You have to think, you have to plan, and that is what he's doing right now, and he's managed to bring this back in the depths. It's Game 5, going to be on Town and City. We're starting off in the mirror exactly. Oh, okay.
And just a little bit of pressure from Asinboy. The option to control center stage, while different from Asinboy's approach to stage control from the previous 4 games, I actually really like for Town and City because it gives Diddy Kong ample opportunity to make the most out of the stage's layout, and especially if Noku tries to mix up his recoveries, which he has been doing much more over the past 2 games.
One thing, though, is he's been doing it more of it, but I also feel like Lilat especially helped him out, where he would have those other platforms to retreat to. Now that we're back and sort of this FD variant, we might see Noku fall into those old habits, and if Asinboy is ready for it, he can seriously abuse Noku's disadvantage state.
Asinboy's going to have to figure out a way to take the stock first because I've noticed how Asinboy's been losing the momentum the past 2 games because he lets the percentages climb up and then he's not able to confirm the kill. I love Banana.
That actually...
I praise Banana.
Wait, no, that helped him. Because I think that he might have been in the range to survive that first up smash, but the second down tilt and the extra few hits, I think, confirmed it to the kill. That was obviously just accidental and, you know, adapted to the situation, but...
Monkeying around in Smash 4.
Yeah.
Although to both of these players' credits, they are keeping it tight. Except
Oh! He's not coming back from this.
Yeah, no, you don't come back from that. You're already at high percentages. That was a done stock as it was, but yikes. If Asinboy can do that again, if Noku can pull that off, like we said earlier, like Diddy Kong, linear recovery, and Diddy Kong loves to pick on linear recoveries.
You know the funny thing? Noku was telling me at one point that Banana basically, it like answers to Diddy as its master. As in a lot of other characters, when they pick up Banana and throw it, or they try to grab it, it doesn't really work as well as when Diddy Kong tries to do it. But that means that in the Diddy Kong Ditto, you notice that they're grabbing the banana and really able to play around it. Noku having taken all this damage. Beautiful. That was a brawl-esque combo, but not enough to close out the stock.
You know, on the note of Banana and how well Diddy Kong uses it, you bring up a really good point. One factor of play that people don't really delve into with their characters is how good of an item throw the character has. And the reason I bring this up the way I do is because there's different frame data across the cast on how well a character throws and also what trajectory they throw at. Diddy Kong has a phenomenal...
What?
Oh, what was that recovery? What? Oh, no.
How does that how it ends?
Oh, no.
Noku just went for the straight mash. And you see him just hit the LRA start. He accidentally forward aired. He was mashing.
That's such a shame.